James Madison University in Virginia is training student employees to recognize that people who identify as male, straight, cisgender, or Christian are oppressors that engage in the systematic subjugation of other social groups. According to documents obtained by the new student employees in charge of facilitating orientation for first year students this fall at JMU underwent training in recent weeks to learn about social justice and inclusion. A training video mandated for student staff, hosted by coordinators Jessica Weed and Jennifer, described oppression as the systematic subjugation of one social group by a more powerful social group for the social, economic, and political benefit of the more powerful social group. The video defined an oppressor group as one that has the power to define reality for themselves and others, and in return, the target groups take in and internalize the negative messages about them and end up cooperating with the oppressors, thinking and acting like them. The presentation defined privilege as the unearned social power accorded by the formal and informal institutions of society to all members of a dominant group at the expense of targeted groups. It also said members of both the oppressors and target groups are socialized to play their roles as normal and correct. The JMU training material listed the various races and nationalities they considered privileged or agents and those they categorized as oppressed or targets. Among the privileged, according to the presentation, are people who identify as male, cisgender, heterosexual, heteroromantic, Christians, white, Western Europeans, American, upper to middle class, thin, athletic build, able bodied, or ages 30s to early 50s. Among the oppressed groups, according to the presentation, are people who identify as Black, Asian, Latinx, non-Western Europeans, LGBTQ, homoromantic, Muslim, Jewish, working class, overweight, or disabled, among others. After the training was completed, student employees were sent an email instructing them to not share these materials with others. A JMU spokesperson told News in a statement that the training was an opportunity for students who work in the Office of Student Affairs. The training was held to help ensure that every student guide for freshman orientation had the tools and understanding to work with incoming students who might have a different background than their own. The statement read, "At JMU, we strive to create an inclusive and welcoming community for all students. We also seek feedback on the training and constantly work on improving how we communicate and train student staff members."